on the game-deciding goal, it looked like Clark made a situational awareness mistake. How did you see that play develop?
We have to be aware that the penalty is expiring, for sure. More than just him, not just him. But it's a mistake, yeah.
Jim, you've tried so many different line combinations late in these games. Is it becoming a little frustrating to have to continually kind of go to that blender mode to try to find goals late in games?
No, I mean, I wouldn't say it's frustrating. We're just trying to find a spark, right? So, stick with it. And Q, I mean, probably referring to Q and going back with Kopi and Juice. And he wasn't getting a lot done in the middle of that line, so go back and see if there's any magic from the old days.
You said before that sometimes you have a move like that in your back pocket. Later on, it was the 4 forwards with the defenseman. Same thing. Did you sort of have that in your back pocket, or was that more of a spontaneous thing?
I got plenty in the back pocket. Yeah, you guys have seen that over the last couple of years. No, it's spontaneous. I mean, it's based on who might be tired. Kopi's winning face-off. There's a lot of different things that go into it, relatively in the moment. You got to plan ahead sometimes, of course, but yeah.
Jim, how'd you feel about the power play tonight?
Well, they scored 1 and we scored 0, and they scored the other side, so you can't feel very good about it. They moved it around, so that part of it was good. I thought, the group with Dumoulin moved it around. The puck was moving. It looked like there was some action there in and around the net, so that part was good. But in the end, we give one up basically on our power play, and I would say that was probably the difference.
Jim, did you stick around long enough to see the Caps come over and congratulate Kopi afterwards?
No, I did not, but I'm not surprised.
Yeah.
I saw him back in Washington. Some of the guys came over and saw him by the bus after the game and met with him. But yeah, no, I'm not surprised. Yeah, lots of respect for him for sure.
Jim, I'm curious what you think of Phil Deneau's play so far. I mean, tonight, and then maybe overall in the season. Another game, 113 minutes. He's averaging probably, I think, his lowest time on ice per game since he's been here. Just kind of evaluating him as a whole so far.
Yeah. Well, I mean, probably the ice time is a bit of a reflection on the evaluation, right? It's just he just hasn't really got it going yet this year, and he's not playing the special teams as much. That's always minutes. I think if you look at his even strength minutes versus everybody else in the team as a group of forwards, it's up there. It's just he's missing some of those special teams moments, and that's why the ice time's down.
When more stick goes flying here, did you think you were going to get a slashing goal?
I did, yeah. I mean, he's in a dangerous spot, and we didn't get there very often. It looks like that's going to be probably our best chance of the period, and it's an odd place for the stick to break.
You touched on Clark. I mean, the second game in a row where he jams one that ends up in your net, but otherwise seemed to have a pretty strong game. You need to play on Mobilier that led to the goal.
Yeah.
What do you think of his all-around game tonight? Not just power play, but 5v5 as well.
No, it was good. Good. I mean, this is something we didn't see last year, right? The play he made on Mobilier for the first goal was something that wasn't in his game last year, and so we've talked about it quite a bit. He's got bigger, he's stronger, he's more aggressive. He can knock people off the puck like he did. It's an excellent defensive play. Excellent.
Looking ahead to the next two, is it something that, is it exciting at all in the sense that you get to play 2 against the same team? You've talked before about liking to have a book on a team before you see them that second time.
Yeah, I mean, I think, the first one is we played them once. First one, we've got a pretty good understanding of how they play, but the second one usually will probably be, by both teams, a little bit more tactical just because you have more time just to dig in. There's so many games you're on to the next team, and, the players can get overloaded, but I think when you play back-to-back like that, there's probably a little bit more of a dial-in factor, especially in the second game.
With the goal you talked about a little bit, the 2-on-1, Kopitar sets up Kempe. Was there anything there in particular that you liked, you think can be sort of used to generate more offense?
Well, I would just say this. I thought that's as well as Kempe skated. I mean, maybe since I can remember this season. Maybe there were other games, I don't know, but I really thought he was quick and on the goal for sure. But there was other times that he really looked like he had his legs. He really looked dangerous, and I think if he can keep doing that, he's gonna get more of those types of looks. I'm not sure if they scored on a 2-on-1 yet this year. Maybe they have. Usually they're good for about 4 or 5 of those a year. So that was nice to see us get that one. And it was the hands of Kopi and the speed of Juice.
Jim, you have an extra roster spot to sort of play with until Drew comes back. Any thoughts at all about talking to Ken about maybe calling somebody up and getting one of those young kids to give you some juice, some energy?
No, not at all. I mean, we've got young kids. I got Sammy, you know, who just signed a contract, well deserved. He's got juice, he's got energy. I'm having a hard time getting him in, so he would certainly be the first one to go in over anybody else. You know, and we're talking about that, when can we get him in? Because we really like him. Obviously, he's got a 2-year contract extension. He's going to be in the NHL for a long, long time, so he'd be the priority.
Thanks, Jim.
Thank you.
So you-